Am I all right? No, I'm tired because it's not even 9 o'clock in the morning. And I was up pretty late last night recording more Gale of Darkness footage because I'm just about done that video. But I need more, need a little more time trying to get the video out for the weekend. So I hope you guys enjoy a deeper sounding John in the meantime, who only has maybe 5 hours of sleep in him. But that's cool. As long as I got my Jesus juice, everything should work out in the end. What am I wanting out of Anime Lover? Honestly, I don't really have any expectations out of the gen. If it's at least as good as Sun and Moon, you know, only instant consoles, and that's really all I can ask for. You know, I don't really head into the next generation of Pokemon games wanting this or that because, you know, as long as it's a good game, then I really don't really care.
I would like to provide the latest news about the Pokemon
You caught me in the most
Sword,
unfortunate time. I think he was in the middle of his Pornhub tabbing. Oh, it's for the Switch. Wow, yeah, the game's visuals in the world itself looks pretty expansive. So I'm already really digging those details. Oh, I love that. Look at that bird-looking Pokemon. It's a dark-looking bird. It's like a Murkrow evolution. Well, we're seeing all these Pokemon just wandering out in the open world. Oh my God, are there no random encounters? So can we just see Pokemon out in the world? Again, that's actually a feature I really liked in Pokemon Let's Go. We also got a vocal theme. Oh no, we got raid battles. It's like they are incorporating some things from, oh my goodness, he's huge. Oh, okay, let's talk about the bodybuilder with the face of a 5-year-old. Like right out of a Dick Tracy comic. What's with these giant ass Pokemon battles? So in line of you know, the new Godzilla movie, we have like giant Pokemon battles.
I worked as the art director for these games.
There was a cut between them. He needs a lot of cuts, man. I guess he couldn't commit to the script, or he didn't have a teleprompter. I know it's like the wordplay is wool, but I see wooloo. Wooloo.
This Pokemon here is Gossifleur.
Oh.
The
Gossifleur looks pretty. I like that.
Gossifleur favors places with clean air and water.
Because climate change is real. I see what you're doing there, Game Freak. Dreadnought.
The sharp and jagged edges of its jaw allow it to bite off chunks of rock and iron.
And meat.
Vicious nature
it's okay, you can say that they hunt other Pokemon with it. This one I really like the look of.
Is called
Corviknight. I like the name alone.
Its skills to use when working as a flying taxi, which will take the player back to any town he or she has previously visited. Looks
pretty rigid. I'm guessing dark steel. Let's say the mood lighting this guy is announcing in kind of gives me the impression that he's been trapped there for like weeks and he had all the time in the world to draw those Pokemon in the chalkboards. You flip the board over and he has like an account on how many days he's been stuck in there. So wild areas are a separate area from routes, it sounds like. So you have your traditional routes and your wild areas. That's pretty much what I'm getting. Dynamax just looks to be the
new multiplayer features,
you know, the help me gimmick of the game. You know, maybe to help kids win battles.
Wild Dynamax Pokemon.
Yeah, raid battles, of course.
Raid battles,
but I don't have friends. He's so dreamy.
Incredible.
He's also wearing stockings under shorts.
His name is Hop.
Hop.
Hop dreams to one day become champion, just like his.
And if he doesn't immediately choose Scorbunny as his
Pokemon
partner, then I'm sorry, that's missed opportunity.
I would like to talk about the Pokemon gyms in the Galar region.
There are 8, and you get 8 badges. I already have an immediate concern with Dynamax. If every gym leader has a Dynamax,
expert Milo,
then it kind of risks having every battlefield the same.
I have one more video I would like you to see.
Oh shit, Animal Crossing news, here we go. What the fuck? What kind of Voltron-ass shit is this? Oh, this is probably the legendaries. Brother, it's been too long. All right, I gotta say, I like the shield design a little more.
Please look forward to it.
I think the jazz hands, okay, cool.
Thank you for watching.
We're going to make so much money. All right, so we have a confirmed release date of November, mid-November, right for the holiday sales, which is, you know, we kind of figured that's what the case would be. We got a little more in depth with the Galar region. What I'm a little confused by is the wild areas whether or not they're considered, are those just the routes you travel in between towns, or are those separate areas or instances in addition to routes? I'm kind of hoping it's the former, because I would like the wild areas just to be the routes, because I really do like the wild Pokemon mechanic of Let's Go. You know, I'd rather leave it up to the player's discretion to run into Pokemon battles that they would want to encounter, and not just run around in grass for like 5 minutes, hoping for their 1% chance, and then, you know, wasting time with battle transitions and all that sort of thing. So I'm not sure if it's just a separate instance or if it's just, are those the routes? I wasn't entirely sure on that one. Dynamax. I'm not sure how to feel about Dynamax. Like, the idea itself is pretty cool. Like, you summon a giant kaiju Pokemon, and in a way it kind of reminds me of the humongous Bowser battles from Bowser's Inside Story. However, the idea that every gym leader has a Dynamax encounter, I'm not sure how to feel about that, because we don't know exactly how long Dynamax animations, like battling, how all that goes. So my biggest concern is that every battle would feel the same. You know, by gym 2 or gym 3, it's like, oh, I guess like here comes the Dynamax encounter. He's gonna summon a giant Pokemon here. I will counter his Dynamax with my Dynamax. You know, is it one of those where, do you need to use Dynamax to counter a Dynamax? Or can you fight a Dynamax with just a regular Pokemon and be okay, you know? Is it just, is it a necessary gimmick to proceed through the game? Or is it just an optional thing like Z moves or Mega Evolutions, just to give you a winning edge? Because that's what I like to think about, those kind of gimmicks from previous Pokemon games. Like, you never needed to use them, but they're there in case you needed like an edge, or an I don't want to say an I win button, but a lot of them were pretty strong. So I'm not sure what to think about it just yet. In the meantime, Toby Kachu and Omega Vile, thank you very much for your resubs. If anybody else was resubbing in the middle of that direct, I want to thank you all as well, and for the bits and the follows. The Galar region itself looks really good. I like the 360-degree roaming camera for at least the wild areas. So it really does feel like the completely immersive RPG that Pokemon, I think, wanted to be for such a long time, instead of just having fixed camera angles. Then again, that was never really a problem with Pokemon, to be honest. So, you know, it's a change that I welcome. We can leave it at that. We saw new Pokemon again. I do love Wooloo and Corviknight. I think that's the name of the bird. The night bird looks really cool. But Starmech, I noticed something, but it's maybe some tech wizardry, but none of those cutscenes, they show text bubbles. I wonder if they're actually getting voice cutscenes this time. I would say that they just turned those off for the sake of the trailer. You know, I would not mind voice acting in Pokemon for an RPG. It's a humongous undertaking. But I would like to think that they just turned off text boxes just for the sake of selling the visual sizzle for the trailer. Omega Vile, so Let's Go was a tech demo. Yes and no. Yes, in a way that will folks like if we incorporate Go mechanics into the main series? And the answer to that is depends on what you're trying to incorporate. I was not expecting raid battles. Let's put it that way. I was not expecting them to incorporate that, because I always thought it was enough to encourage gameplay with friends through trading and online battling, especially nowadays where it's much easier than ever because of the Wi-Fi service, you know? But to have the Dynamax feature used to like make Pokemon huge, and you have to get your friends together to take these Pokemon down, I don't know. It's a neat idea. I don't think it was necessary. I hope that Dynamax battles, maybe they said it in the trailer and I was just kind of only half paying attention, but I'm hoping raid battles are something you can do online. Like, you don't need to have 5 to 6 friends with you in the same room, or at least in the same vicinity, to participate in a raid battle. Like, I'm hoping you see a Dynamax raid encounter, however it works, and you want to see if your friends are online, so you look up your friends list and you see if they're online. It's like, hey, do you have a few minutes? I want to get this raid battle done because I want to catch this Pokemon. And then you say, yeah, sure, sign me up. You know, you get put in party list, and you can get going. And you guys are saying they are saying it's online. Okay, thank you very much for the confirmation. That's why I love you guys. Sidra 95. I love if they develop raid battles further and maybe add a form of co-op. Well, I mean, raid battles are cooperative, if we're being real here. If you're just talking about like the main game in general, honestly, if they made it like Let's Go co-op, you know, just for the sake of you know, maybe you're a kid and you got a kid sister or brother or a friend, you want to play Pokemon together. I think Let's Go did that just fine. It broke the game in two, but then again, you know, kids just want to have Pokemon battles. I don't think they're really thinking about challenge and all that sort of thing. So if they were to reincorporate Let's Go co-op mechanic, then I think that's fine. Yeah, like a co-star mode, Omega Vial, pretty much. Rocks the Cat, this is very unimportant in large scale things, but I hope they give us more customization options. I would argue that being unimportant. Because that is customization options, especially a large number of them, is really good incentive to keep playing the game. You know, if they gave us like, I don't know, like 7,000 different coats to wear, pants, shoes, wristbands, hats, backpacks, then I think that's a good way for players to explore the region, you know, fight trainer battles, you know, make it more than just experience for your Pokemon, but also benefit the trainer from, you know, exploring the region and all that sort of thing. You know, it really does go a long way. So, you know, I unlock a new coat for my character, and it's like, hey, you know, that actually looks really good on my character, so I'm gonna put that on. I wonder if there's anything else that looks just as good. So I want to keep exploring the region to, you know, unlock those features. It's a very minuscule thing. Glamour always is a very minuscule thing in the bigger picture, but it is something that I always welcome as an addition because it makes me want to play the game for different reasons. What did you guys think of like the new professor, the professor's assistant, our rival? Yeah, they sure are characters. Again, I think it's too early to tell on what these characters will deliver in terms of personality and story arcs, if any. You know, it's Pokemon, so I'm not expecting too much. I don't want to expect anything at all because Game Freak has showed me that they can develop interesting Pokemon characters and stories if they really, really, really wanted to. You know, again, I look at Pokemon Black as an example of a good world with good characters and a legitimately intriguing story. Just found this out. Mystery Man is posting a link. Cerebia, official artwork. Oh, okay, so the Rotom Dex is back from Sun and Moon. And listen, as long as Rotom is not like intrusive, then that's fine. And they're really just going with the whole smartphone design. That's what a time to be alive. But you know what? I don't want to waste too much of your time here, folks, because we're already a half an hour in. And I do want to post this on YouTube, where it's going to get content ID to hell and back, because Game Freak hates Game Freak hates when we talk about their games. I'm serious. Like, if you want a good idea of how much Game Freak is a different practice than Nintendo, make a live reaction video out of their directs, because they content ID that shit hard. And he's like, he ain't never making money out of that shit. Hey, Dina Woodrow, thank you very much for the bits. Happy Pride Month, John. Have my bits. Well, thank you very much. Happy Pride Month to you too. I'm not sick. I'm recovering. You know, I don't feel bad anymore. Like I'm not achy. You know, I'm not fatigued. It's just that the remainder of whatever shit it's in my body wants to come out. It's making me cough and lose my mind. I will be hosting E3 live reactions for the first time, and I would hope you guys would look forward to joining me in that one, because I feel it's really good for conversation and just, you know, just talking about E3 in general. I never really did anything like that before. I've been wanting to do it for a long time, and I figured, okay, now this is the year where I pull the trigger on that. So I will hopefully see you around for Microsoft's press conference. I want to say that's this Sunday. And then throughout the rest of the week, we can watch the other stuff together. Hopefully I won't be a mindless corpse when this is all said and done. But if anything, I know you guys will call the police if I collapse live on air. I can depend on you guys for that, right? Sure I can. Come on. Hey, Psychotic X, thank you very much for the bits. And I know someone else donated me bits too. Shell Shock Prime, thank you very much And with that said, that's all we're gonna call it for now. Yeah, let's try that again, okay? See, this is shit you don't see behind the scenes when I'm trying to make a proper outro and I fuck up the English language hard as I'm trying to deliver the goodbye message to you guys. Now I gotta do that over again. So that's all we're gonna call. God damn it, we're gonna call it a wrap for now. God, I'm tired of trying. And thank you all for tuning in. I will catch you guys with the Pokemon Gale of Darkness. Pokemon XD, because the XD is part of it. Gale of Darkness review on my channel later this week. Hope you guys look forward to that. And then next time for the main Johnny versus stuff, it'll be Pokemon Generation 4. Woo! I know. Woo, Lou, the new Pokemon. Have a good night, everybody. Take care. Happy Pokemon. I'm getting Shield, by the way.